All right, we are back with a whole new session. Hi, everybody. We are underway here. So last time, this group left Tepe Calisay after some weird feelings and some sense of dread and a sense that the entire area is very washed out magically through some means that you're not completely clear on. And as you returned to the valley that you were in previously, and after having a good camp and a couple of events for a couple of people, you ended up being assaulted by some ogres who didn't do very well, not gonna lie. They did get a couple of hits in, so I'm okay with that. But their great targeting event never happened because they rolled super low on their attack. So, it happens. They are kind of slow, so it doesn't really work terribly well. All right, so with all that said and done, we are back, and you guys have just knocked off all these ogres. What would you like to do? There are four
sit on them and teabag them.
Ew. I mean,
that's what you did in COD in 2013. Why not now?
I mean, sure.
I end up dropping haste, so there's a wave of lethargy that passes over Zakara.
You say you're dropping waste?
No. Haste. The spell haste.
You're just
pooping in the river.
Dropping trout.
Excuse me. The battle's over now.
I really needed to go. I'm glad you guys were effective.
Oh, I just couldn't seriously imagine him just. I thought he said dropping waste, like walking and just crapping as he goes.
Yeah, yuck. That's disgusting. All right, so Zakara, you have. Is it like at a point of exhaustion? Is that what he ends up with for a bit?
No,
just
tired. Stunned for a turn. Yeah, I just can't do anything for a turn.
Okay, so it didn't matter. As there is no threat, you spend 6 seconds doing nothing, and then you're able to do whatever you want.
I immediately look at Islud, and I point at him. I say, I like whatever that was.
So you're addicted to magic that makes you run fast.
I got to swing extra times.
Noted.
Zakara sounds like such a simple man. I gotta do extra swing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm happy.
He has simple
I hit
needs.
hard
What
more.
do you want from him?
I do big hard hit. I swing.
And then he's going to immediately start checking on Ophelia because he saw her get hit.
I mean, yeah, I'm down a bit of health, but I'm alright. Can always heal myself, can't I?
Okay.
Can I? Can heal myself, can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can use
Is anybody else damaged?
I took a hit, but it wasn't a very large one.
Wait, when you're not actually in a battle, you can just do spells freely, right?
Yep.
They still cost a
yeah,
slot,
they still cost
yeah.
a spell slot, but yes.
Well, I've only used one so far. Should I do mass healing word then?
Didn't you?
I don't think anyone else is hurt.
You did 2 fireballs, by the way.
Hit, I think.
Oh, well then screw him. I'll just do it for myself.
So reminder, you did 2 fireballs, so you did
healing
2 spell slots.
Wait, yeah. Okay.
I'm just saying, it might matter at some point.
Okay. So I know from the break between that we're not going to need any more spells.
Wow, metagaming much.
I am going to use healing word on myself.
That's fair. You can do that.
You know, when it says a creature of your choice that's within range, it means yourself too, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless it specifically says you can't target yourself.
Yeah.
And I can increase the level that I cast it at to 3.
Do you also have Cure Wounds? Because that one does more healing.
I do.
That does a D8 instead of a D4.
Okay. Should I cast it at a higher level?
How much are you down by?
12?
I don't think you should need to.
Yeah, one might do it, or at least get you really close.
Alright. Touch.
Yeah, so you heal for 8.
Okay. Close enough.
Okay.
Awesome. I'll just sleep the rest off. It's just a flesh wound. Literally got smacked in my arse with a giant club, but it'll be fine. Got a fractured tailbone and a big gaping hole in my bum, but it's alright.
When we're not in combat, you can also use your hit dice to heal.
Okay. I'm just gonna. It's alright, I'll just waddle for a while.
Nice. Yeah, because if you use your
I won't
hit
be.
dice,
I
it's not a
won't be
spell.
dumping my waist, to put it that way. Because it hurts. Very bad. I have to eat something real spicy so it just slips out. Anyone got any laxatives?
Jeez. You are really focused on this topic again.
Everyone likes poop, John. We all do it.
I mean, if you say so. That's not a topic I've been real fond of. Okay. Zakara runs across the river.
No,
All right.
he's just gonna go wash himself off in the river.
Fair enough. You are covered in a lot of filth of the
Oh.
blood and gore variety. Right.
You know.
So, is anything else you guys want to do?
Seeing as you went and did that, I will turn and offer to Kaden. Do you want me to remove what went on you?
Sure, if you can.
I will cast Prestidigitation on him to remove the blood and everything.
Okay. Cool.
Thank you.
Zakar, do you want me to get what that doesn't easily?
No, I
Really?
should be fine. This isn't the first time I've been covered in gore.
Yeah.
Make for a great conversation one day.
A
Okay.
failure learns the truth.
You don't want to hear his stories, trust me. Not the ones that are gore involved in them.
Nice.
Too much slashing.
All right. So, based on that, you guys get cleaned up, and you're ready to do whatever you want to do. You want to leave? Did you want to? What do you want to do?
Do the ogres have possessions, aka like anything on their waist, anything we can look for?
So-
like, is there anything?
Yeah, I mean they wear like simple leather, like hide armor. They have clubs and javelins, spears and things of that nature. They also, some of them have food, I think you would call it, wrapped around like in little belt loops on their waist. But in some cases, one of them has a little bag that's tied around their waist, in which you find 7 silver.
Who paid for our room at that godforsaken town?
As Zakara did.
Here, take this. Tosses you the 7 silver.
He'll take it and he'll nod. And, thank you.
All right.
I think we should leave before their friends come. If there is any more, that is.
Okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm assuming everybody else agrees. You guys load back up in your cart. Horses are a lot less freaked out. They had wandered off a bit to get away from the ogres, so it took a little bit of doing to get them back, but you manage it. And off you travel again. You travel for a fair ways, of course, and just before night sets in and it becomes full-on darkness, you see the outskirts of Malik Botan in the distance, and you reach the city.
Oh my god. It's a big city.
Yeah, she's a big one.
She's a big boy.
Is big boy. All right, so what would you like to do?
Well, we have to bring these horses back before we leave the city, correct?
That's true. Then you need to
I
figure
forget, was the wagon ours or no?
I think you rented both.
We rented both. We came
Yeah.
on an airship. Remember?
Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna say you didn't have any of this beforehand, so I'm assuming you must have rented them both.
I thought we bought them and we're going to take them on the airship with us. I'm not sure though.
You know what?
Oh yeah, no, yeah, because he said that if we wanted to, we could bring them back, and he'd give us a portion of what we paid back
Right.
if they
okay.
weren't dead.
Right.
Obviously.
Right. That makes some sense. I will say that is sensible. So
But I mean, if you'd like to keep them, we could just bring them onto the airship.
And we should probably get supplies for them. I don't know if, we have food and all that if we're going to keep them.
okay. So I just realized where my position is on this screen. Okay. So you're going to keep the horses. I'm assuming you're not going to keep the wagon, or are you going to try and keep that too on a airship?
I mean, yeah, why not?
I'm just thinking of space. I don't know if there's enough space, but
We'll
I'm not
keep it
sure.
on the deck, and we'll just tie it down.
Okay. All right.
What you have us on an airboat? This is an airship, John.
I'm just
Okay.
asking. I'm just clarifying because I just want to realize how this works. That's all.
You guys gonna take your wagon onto the air canoe?
Yep.
I was just going to say air canoe.
Air canoe.
Oh my
The
god.
air raft.
Air skiff.
All right. All right. All right. So you okay. So just to clarify, you're going to find your airship now? Is that what you guys are up to?
I'm gonna go and buy food for the horses.
Okay.
I'll go buy food for us.
All right. Okay.
I would go to the library and
Okay, good.
report in person what I learned because I couldn't give them a lot of details through the sending stone.
Fair enough. Okay.
Turn to Akiko. Do you want to go shopping or anything? It seems everybody
Get in. I'm going shopping.
get in the van.
We're going to the mall.
I mean, is there much we're low on right now? They've already got food covered now.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that everybody's going in 12 different directions. I don't know if you wanted to do anything.
I say we head towards the ship. The others will meet us there. See
Too
how
fast,
far along
Dan.
they are.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, as you guys are making your way to your various locations, I think we'll start first with the ones heading towards the ship. As you move towards where the airship is docked, the ship is very much looking rebuilt. The gossamer sails are back up and running properly. Everything seems to be back in place, and the captain is busy trying to get people moving. And he sees you all coming towards him, and he waves at you both and says, are you ready to go, are you?
We'll need a little bit of time, not like another day. Everyone, we will be. We purchased horses and a cart. We would like to bring them with us just in case. And they're getting supplies for them to not take of yours.
Oh, okay. I will say we have room for that, but your wagon will have to stay on the deck. I don't think we've got room in the hold for it, but the horses We can definitely put below deck.
Good. I don't think that would be the ones that flying off would be bad.
Indeed, indeed, it is pretty much that way.
Well, then the rest should be back. We came here because we didn't have anything to do.
Okay. Awesome. I will have things prepared for when they get here, I guess. And he waves at a couple of people and kind of gives them a bit of orders to kind of get everything ready for animals. And one's sent off to find hay and different things to kind of make it easier for them to lay down on if they decide to do that. And also to make sure that no leavings are left where they shouldn't be. And with that, unless there's anything else you two want to do, we will go to we'll move on to the next group.
There is none from me, but I don't know about Akiko.
Akiko will probably just try and pitch in and help where she can. She doesn't like sitting idle.
Okay. All right. So you get busy and help with all of that. And as you guys do, we will head over to the purchasing pair. Zakara and Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there.
Well, just making sure to forget my name.
I mean, I'm staring at it, so it's hard to forget it. It's more the pronunciation I have trouble with.
Pronunciation, but at least you tried.
Yeah. So you guys make your way over to shops. Is there anything you're specifically wanting to do while you're there? Are you just buying stores and then that's it? You're just
Buying
there.
the whole stock. Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mean, like stores of food.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
buying
just
food for
food.
us and then food for the horses.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you're wanting to engage in any conversations while you're there. If it's just basically you're going there shopping and coming home, sort of thing.
Is it crowded?
It's less busy as it's later in the day. By the time you guys got there, it's probably closer to 4 or 5 o'clock. So some shops are closing up. Some are still hawking their wares. You can find what you need because there are still some merchants selling food. But
Okay.
it's not like heaving, no. Comparatively.
I will look down at Ophelia and I'll say, that locket of yours. You showed me the picture of your son that you said was missing. Is there
Yeah.
anybody else missing as well?
It depends what you mean by missing.
Well, not sure to the extent of how your son went missing, but would his father also be missing?
Missing implies that it's an accident.
Oh. Oh. I'll just nod and kind of get quiet again for a moment.
I don't know where he is. I don't want to know where he is. And I especially don't want him to know where I am.
I mean, you don't have to answer right now, obviously, but is there any particular reason for that?
He's not a good man.
I see. Well, I've offered my assistance to you to help find your son, and if you happen to find the other, or if he finds you, I will gladly assist in that matter as well, if need be.
If my husband finds me, I hope the way he does that is by means of being inside a body bag.
All right.
Or whatever it would be back then. It's probably not a bag.
I mean,
Probably more like
approximately
just a
similar.
coffin.
Yeah.
Fine box carried by kobolds.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, everything that we're buying as far as food, Zakara will just start carrying it all in his arms.
Okay.
And then he'll just kind of go quiet for the remainder of the shopping trip.
Okay.
Alrighty. So the you kind of organize yourselves, get your stuff together, and you move back to the ship. Sorry, who had the horses? I just realized I actually didn't.
I assume Islud and Akiko brought the horses in the cart to the ship.
Yeah, I just realized.
We were just purchasing food for them, and then Kaden went to the library.
Yep. Confusion. So we brought them. Surprise.
Cool. Nice. Yeah, apparently I was confused. So anyway, so I guess you guys bed down the animals and get the wagon on the ship. And yeah, and then the other two show up. So with that, we will go over to Kaden. So Kaden, you go to the center of the city, to the library there, and you make your way in. As previously stated, there is at the center a fountain wherein you have put documents in the past which magically seem to travel somewhere else. I assume that's what you're planning on doing now.
Yeah. So to Curator Eleonora in Calixar, I would write out what I learned in Tepe Calisay, like what the dwarf told us, what I learned from talking to those guys at the thing about how they think there's a group of tabaxi fighting the city, that the wizards are taking all the money for themselves, and that they're draining the life out of the land, blah 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 blah. So I'll send all that to her. I'll also tell the curator of this current library the same thing. But I will also send a message to my father in I can never remember the name of it.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The
I won't say,
yeah,
Zhang.
Lijiang, yes.
I'm gonna write that one in Kiori so that it's most likely only he's gonna be able to read it. I will
Okay.
tell him the same thing, but to his, I'm going to add the part about us meeting the supposed father of the gods and the whole vision of the peninsula being destroyed by a magical weapon, and tell him to be cautious and maybe they should think about moving somewhere else to be safe.
Okay. And they okay, so you send those off. As you do, the head of the library comes over to you and says, Kaden, is it? It is good to see you again. I hope you were successful in your mission.
I would have liked to have done more. Don't think I'm going to be able to prevent this war with what I've learned, but
I see. Well, we will do our best to make sure it is as short as possible. If we can.
I tried to talk the miners into staying neutral if a fight comes. So hopefully they'll listen to my advice. But
We have contacts over there, and from what I understand, they have assured me that some groups definitely do not have the same purpose in mind. I guess I would describe it as. Did you need anything else from us, or?
no, I must return to my mission that I was on before. Just be careful. As I said, they're draining the life from the land for something. We learned from another source that someone is creating some kind of powerful magical weapon. Don't know if they plan to set it off. If they see the armies of Malik Bolton marching on them, might want to get into the city stealthily if you can. Stop those wizards before they can set off whatever it is they're doing.
She nods at that, and she sits down on the marble that sort of rings around the fountain, and kind of pats it for you to sit beside her. And she says, "It is our judgment that these wizards have been telling their people a lot of things which aren't true. And we are going to attempt to do as much as we can peacefully, but their intervention to this point has been deceptive at best and outright fabrication and destruction at worst. Our fear is that their goal is not to stay at Tepe Calisay, but that they have a secret agenda that we don't know of quite yet. We're still trying to discern what's going on, but they're very good at hiding themselves. You are correct about the leeching of the magic. There is a belief that they are trying to create some sort of magical weapon, but not in a devastation, but more in a focus. Something that they can use to open some sort of gate, but we don't know much beyond that. But the plan is to deal with them.
Don't remember what city, but I know that he figured it out by looking at a map where figured the explosion or whatever caused the destruction they saw in the future vision.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know he figured out kind of which city it was where the epicenter was.
Right.
So
right.
he'll say to her that city, and he'll say if they're not building it in Tepe Calisay, most likely they're building it and he'll say that city.
She nods at that and says, I will certainly pass that information along. Those of my order may attempt to intervene, but I have to be honest and say if it's being passed on to other magic users, it's very likely that they are involved. So we may find that it would be difficult to extricate them from the situation, if you know what I mean. But we'll do our best to try. Our concern at the moment is what these wizards are up to here, because if that bomb goes off there and causes another cataclysm, if there's another one floating around, then obviously that's going to only make everything worse. So our initial goal is to try our best to eliminate that. But what we will do is we will pass on this information you've given us so that hopefully they will do something about it. But my contacts, even in Lijiang, are not overwhelmingly interested in what we have to say.
I passed on some information to my father, who's in Lijiang. All I can do is hope that he'll listen to me at least.
Okay. And then she nods at that. By the way, the city is called Etria.
Etria.
And she says, I will do my best. I will contact people in Kalasar and see if there's something they can do. We won't know for sure for a while whether or not they'll be able to do anything about it. Unfortunately, there are orders in the world that are seeking destruction, so we're just trying to disrupt this one. If you find out anything further, please keep us in mind in your contacts. And good fortune to you.
Good fortune to you as well, Curator.
She nods and stands and pats her cane and says, it was pleasant. May your trip be successful. Enjoy the elves. They are unique in their perspective.
I'm sure they are.
She nods again and wanders off.
As he walks away, he wonders, now if Ophelia's their typical elf.
I mean...
How dare you?
You get the impression it wasn't quite a polite comment either, to be fair, but more judging, I would say, anyway. But, yeah.
Think?
Maybe. So, you, I assume, after that, head back out towards the airship?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So, all of you reassemble now back at the airship, unless there's anything else anybody wants to do beforehand.
No, not really.
Okay. All right. So the captain looks at you all and says, all right, with that, are we ready to go? Or is there anything else you need to do while we're here? Seeing that his response generally, as it's received, is that you guys are ready to go, he then says, good, let's get back to where we were meant to be. And the ship starts to glow. All of the sails turn the rainbow coloring, and it starts to ascend back into the air above Malik Botan. And you make sail towards Veilguard, to the north and west. The travel is fairly calm and peaceful. The weather is generally okay. If there's anything else you guys would like to do while we are on this journey, please let me know. Otherwise, we will move on to Veilguard.
Just making maps.
Sitting drawing.
He's making his way downtown. Gotcha.
I tried not to do that, but yeah, pretty much. All right, so
When I'm not
Mhm.
helping Ophelia with something, I'm probably on the deck, just training with my sword,
fair enough.
just by myself.
Okay. All right. So it takes you about 3 days to arrive at Veilguard, having gone south and now coming sort of northwest. As you guys get closer to the mountain range that Veilguard is based near, the weather does get a little weird. The wind picks up occasionally. The weather kind of flips back and forward between rain and snow and just general sunlight, and kind of flips between all those the same day sometimes. And the ship continues to travel. Again, as you get closer, you will see that the area around Veilguard is cleared of trees. It is not the city that we've met in Rock of Cairbryn at this point. It is basically a fortress town. There is large walls around it. There is a massive black stoned castle, which sits on a base of obsidian and then has steep slopes that go down it, and a bridge that crosses the moat that ascends that steep, or is circling around those steep elevation. And as you fly towards it, the captain comes to you all and says, "All right, we're going down, but we're not allowed to land in the castle area, so we have to land outside, and you'll have to take your stuff and go in through the entrance. If there's anything you need, let me know. I don't know where we're going after this, so you'll have to let me know at that point. Good luck to y'all."
So we can't go down on the BBC, the Big Black Castle.
Wow.
God.
Oh my goodness. That was brutal. Oy, 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 oy. Okay. So, yeah.
I live
moving
with
on.
I live with this guy.
I
okay?
know you do. I know you do. So moving on. You land just outside. There's kind of a flat open area. The ship lands. They help you get the horses and wagon back together. And they ask, actually, I guess, if you want to keep the horses off the ship, but did you want to keep the wagon on the ship?
What good are two
We're not gonna-
horses gonna do for us without a wagon?
Well, it's more about the fact that they don't really want the horses just sitting there and, feel like they should probably get out and have some stretching time instead of sitting in the bottom of their
Oh,
deck.
The wagon doesn't poop on the ship. Is
Exactly.
the issue.
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
Well, the wagon's no good, so it's about horses.
I mean, I suppose we could just walk to this fort town.
I'm attached to my horse now.
Yes, we'll take the horses and wagon.
Okay. So they unstrap the wagon and help it off the ship and set it up and reattach it to the yoke and back to the horses. And you guys are basically less than 40 feet from the castle wall. Or the fortress walls, I guess I should say. The castle's beyond it. So
Zakara will drive the wagon to the gate.
okay. You do that. Would you like to make an animal handling check and see if you
I
can
sure
roll better?
will.
Good. This is a really short roll. The DC is not high, but you're rolling a 4. I mean, what do you want from me? Okay. Ophelia, do you want to help this young Minotaur?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to re-roll that, Zakara? With
With
advantage?
advantage.
Yep.
Sure.
Hey, a 12. Okay.
Should I be rolling in case I need to take over?
No, if you help, it just gives him
Okay.
advantage on the roll. Basically, it's like you grab the reins and help him sort of modify what was going badly. So you help him kind of maneuver the horses who've they're getting frisky. They haven't been able to run around for a few days. So
They're getting frisky?
yes,
Oh my God,
frisky,
spray 'em with cold water.
not that kind of frisky. because they've been
What other kind of frisky is there?
trapped in a little small area on a ship, and having access to open area and grass and everything. They were like kind of getting a little bit hopped
Risky.
up, and so you kind of get them back under control, and they calm down and slowly make their way away from the grassy area and towards the entrance of the castle. As you arrive, Ophelia, roll me a perception check, would you please? Okay. Should I have? Sure, Kaden, roll me a perception check.
It's just Ophelia's decided to be very run of the mill. It's like I'm gonna be middle of the road no matter what.
Yep, 10 and 10. It's like, wow. She has a 6 to perception too. It's like she rolled 2 4s. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, you get to the gate. There is a blonde-haired gentleman standing there. He has a cloak that covers most of his head, except for right up front, which is why you know he has blonde hair, because it's sticking in his face. He has a fairly large sword strapped around his waist and is standing at attention as you arrive, and he looks up at you and kind of bows and says, "Welcome to the fortress. What business have you here?"
He's talking to me or Ophelia?
To whomever wants to answer. Basically, I assume Ophelia and Sakara are the two sitting up front. But anybody who wants to answer can answer.
I'm gonna pretend I was so focused on Zakara that I pretend that I wasn't paying attention.
I see.
Yeah. We have business in this. This isn't a city.
It's a town. It's like a fortress town. Yeah. He says, if you have anything to declare as far as weapons or magical items, please let us know before you enter. He pulls out a sheet of parchment. Mm-hmm.
Is it smaller than Veilguard is in the other game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's like...
I was going to say, because Veilguard's definitely a city, but that's...
Yeah. No, this is long before that. So at this point, it's barely a town. It's like a small little castle. It's got a large castle with some walls and then people behind the walls for protection that make up the town. Gotcha. So, yeah, it's much smaller than... If you think about it, it's like, so in Rock of Cairbrien, where the castle is, you know how you guys go up to the castle? Basically, that part is the town as it is now. Not the surrounding.
Future home.
Yes, Dimitri's future home, right, with his future husband. That's right. Yeah. So anyway, so you are... Okay, so he hands you a parchment and says, "Please list all items, magical or otherwise." Quill, if you need it.
He'll hand it over to Ophelia.
I'll go speak to everyone else then. Oi! Got anything magic that I have to write on this list? Otherwise you get arrested. Quick, don't have all day. Go.
Rod of spell storing.
Oh, what a now?
A rod of spell storing.
Magic rod. Yeah, next.
Is it only magical items they're asking about?
And weapons.
What was it again?
It was weapons and magical items. Which means Caden's very protected from this.
Okay, all right.
Well, I I have a
Under the
quarterstaff.
weapons section, I'll write Kaden will bore you to death.
Nice.
For weapons, I do have a quarterstaff and darts. I don't usually use them, but.
Okay.
And for magical items, I have a sending stone.
Okay. Done. Big staff. Pointy things. Yeah.
I also have a swirling green stone that can be used as a magical focus that I have no idea where I got that from. It's just listed under my items. I don't
Nice.
use
Yeah.
magical focuses, so I don't know why I have it or where I got it.
Magical magnifying
He just found
glass.
it on the ground
Okay.
one day and went, "This might come in handy." Okay.
Is
I must have
loot-
gotten it from someone on our adventure. I just don't know from where.
Any
or
other
who.
weapons is loot?
No, I have none.
No. Okay. Cat one.
She'll list what she has. And I actually don't know what kind of sword it is because of how it's labeled.
Some sword of some description. Okay. Anything
Yeah,
else?
she'll list what she has.
Okay. Undescript various items because I'm too lazy to read. Okay. Sakara, what weapons do you have?
I have 7 on me. I have a
Alright,
great
go on.
sword,
Big sword, yeah.
a warhammer,
Hammer,
2 hand axes, and
wood
3
choppers,
3 daggers.
small swords. Okay. There you go.
And then
Oh
I'll
wait,
hand.
I need to write mine.
Oh,
So it's a magical sword that you have, a long sword, by the way, Akiko.
I'm aware. Oh, Akiko.
Akiko.
All right.
Yeah.
How do I know what I have again? My item names, those. Out of mace. Light crossbow. Do I have to write crossbow bolts? I didn't know I had a
Nah.
crossbow this whole time.
You're learning.
Whoops.
Yay. Okay.
Sensor.
What's that?
Sensor?
Center?
What the heck is that? No, it's
A sensor. That's like one of
sensor.
those the things that you'd swing back and forth and
Oh,
burn
Yeah, you put
right,
like
incense.
right.
incense in it and set it on fire, and then you
Yeah.
swing it back and forth.
It's not really magic, is it?
No.
Not really.
It probably
no.
came with your background. It probably came.
Yeah,
with
'cause
whatever
you had a
Is my
priest
tinder
pack.
box a weapon because I could barely see
No,
to the ground?
no, nothing like that.
Okay.
I don't think
Is
you
my
have
locket
much. 'cause-
magical?
Not that I'm
It's
aware
not,
of.
is it? No.
So
Oh.
basically, yeah, and we don't include like holy symbols and things like that, which is
Oh.
basically where you're casting most of your magic through.
Okay.
Ophelia.
Yes. Uh-oh.
What?
Zakara just points at his horns.
Good horns. Okay, we're done.
I mean, the Akiko could point at her claws as they are weapons as well, I guess, but
David just put up his
Angry.
hands like
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, I'll just write Angie pussycat
Angie
nails.
pussycat. Oh dear. What?
Here you go, sir.
All right. He looks at the list. He says, "All right. When you are leaving, we'll give you this back, and you can do with it what you want. But this is just in case something happens, and we know who to come to. Have a wonderful day." And he nods.
Wait,
Very dramatically.
Everything will go
again.
well as the pussycat doesn't get angry.
so when we leave, you're gonna give us a list of our items back?
Uh-huh. I mean, unless you want me to destroy it, it's more for your benefit than mine.
Oh, okay.
Gosh, data protection laws, Webby.
Sorry.
I mean,
Pretty much.
Zakara.
Pretty much, yeah.
Jeez.
All right, so you enter the town. As you do, you'll see that the houses are actually built in some cases into the walls themselves and made up of similar stone. The ground inside the town is dirt, but if you rub a bit, you can actually see the obsidian stone below it. The castle looks like it's relatively recently built. If you want to go to a history check, I can tell you how recently built, but other than that, it's been here a bit, but it hasn't been here forever. All right, Zakara. Nice job. You would know that this building was built only probably in the last 50 years, which relative to a castle is pretty new. And that the previous fortress was made of wood. And there is, it was basically put up as a way for humanity to remain in contact with the elves in the west, and also to deal with some of the evil humanity that likes to try and cause trouble. Specifically, there was a group of wizards a couple hundred years ago that tried to cause all sorts of problems out here. They basically were confronted along with a religious group that was trying to destroy magic, and so the Veil Guardian was sent out to try and effectively like policemen, but policemen with big weapons, to put a stop to it.
I just noticed that Cat changed her name to Elikiko 50,000 L.
I saw that too. I'm like, what the heck? Like it's not hard enough to remember what your name is.
Actually,
So-
doesn't that say 500,000?
That does, yeah, you're right.
Just go with
El Kiko, La Kiko,
Lakiko.
just go with
500,000.
Angie Pussycat. That's much easier.
Inky Pussycat. Oh dearie me, goodness gracious. The other thing you'll notice here, there isn't like a massive market or anything. There's just a few small stalls of people selling items. And there's a blacksmith, and there is a stable. But other than that, there's not loads. And there are a lot of soldiers and not a lot of civilians here. There is, however, a building which sits in a location that someday will be a wizard cast tower, which seems to have within it some basic scrolls and texts that have been kept and brought in from various locations. Not quite a library, but a place similar to it, if I was to describe it as such. The building is only 2 stories, to put it in perspective, as opposed to the multi-storied, massive, silly structure that you've met in Rock of Cairbrain. What would you like to do?
Cry.
Cry.
Please, Lude, I assume you know what it is we're supposed to be doing here?
No.
Perfect. Why do we
The
bring you?
well, because there's the reason you're here. Okay.
I ask you, God in the sky.
What are we waiting for?
Nice. Okay. As you are standing around trying to figure out what to do, a priest wearing robes that look very similar to Ophelia comes out of the building, looks at Islude and looks at Ophelia and beelines right towards you.
Oh no.
She is younger side. She's
Oh,
human.
great. She's younger and prettier. Great. Perfect.
I mean,
Don't look now, but there's a
Story
crazy
of my life.
running towards us.
she's very academic looking. I would
Do we
describe
turn
her
around
as.
and walk away?
And she
Quick,
is.
open your tent. We'll hide.
I mean, that'd be rather obvious.
It sounds so wrong.
She comes towards you, and unless you're going to actually do something, she drops to her knees and
Oh.
puts her hands in front of her in a position of extreme observance.
Suddenly
And
become the Madonna video.
nice. And she says, Master, I have been instructed that you are coming. We are here to assist you in your mission.
Just gonna look over at Islid and be like, me or you?
I don't know. You or me?
Excuse
Zakara
me.
points at himself. Me?
She doesn't look up, but she is bowed in front of Islud.
It's all on you. Bye.
Oh. And let's start off with the first. You can help, but I'm no master. He'll like lean down and offer a hand to help her stand up.
Stands up awkwardly, kind of looks down for a bit, but kind of settles after a little bit and says, I was told by the lady to prepare for your arrival and to provide you with contacts in the Alviar city that can guide you to the elves, for they have the information that may assist you in accomplishing the feat that you are required to do. If you need anything beyond that, I would certainly be willing to do whatever I can. Our small community doesn't really have a lot, but yes, anything we can do, I would definitely appreciate it. She
Are
Go ahead.
Are we all supposed to be kneeling to Islud? I'm asking the girl.
She looks
Don't.
at she looks at you and says, "Oh, Master, I don't. I assume you are all a collective. I mean, I don't know what the protocol is, to be perfectly frank."
I'm just gonna turn to everybody and be like, is anybody here's last name Bates?
Bay.
Bates.
Bates.
Bates? Yeah, because
No.
she keeps calling us master, and I just think
Oh.
I might as well get a kick out of it.
Oh boy.
Might as well enjoy ourselves if we have to deal with it, right?
Uh-huh. She looks at you with big eyes, Zakara, waiting expectantly for a response.
It's okay. We're not all meant to know everything all the time, and he'll just kind of pat her on the shoulder and walk away.
She nods and says, "As the gods will, it's true." She turns to Ophelia and she says, I would assume you also would have contacts within the community. I'm somewhat surprised that you need my assistance.
I didn't ask for your help, they did.
I mean, in as far as contacting the elves,
Did I ask?
I don't know. I'm just telling you what I've been instructed, ma'am.
Well, I'm just gonna do what you say, because it's easier that way.
Okay then.
Whatever you've been told to tell me, I'll just do it.
Okay. Come with me then. One of Meredith's number is here. Maybe they can give you better instructions than I can. And with that, she says, "Please follow me." And she turns and marches towards the library, for lack of a better word.
Lovely. We get to go see the woman whose follower who screamed at me on death. This should be lovely. He will
Okay.
walk forward.
Fair enough. As you walk forward, you enter into a building which is rudimentary, would be polite. There are a massive amounts of large shelves on either side of the room, upon which looks to be everything from dusty old scrolls to bits and pieces of other scrolls to actual like clay tablets, as well as stone tablets with writing on them. And you see a gentleman that sits at a table. He is wearing all black. He has a small symbol on his lapel, which looks a bit like a black moon with a white star on it. And he looks up at you all as you enter, and he says, welcome, welcome. I see she brought you here. Hello, chosen one. Welcome to the to Veilguard.
You're the chosen one? He looks at his loot.
Listen, it's news to me too. I was about to say, why does everybody think I'm something? I'm just a person.
But the goddess brought you back. She doesn't bring people back on a whim.
Well, she wasn't exactly nice about it either. So
Usually, if I was to be polite, I would say usually she's prodded by the others to do these things.
So what you're saying is she got forced by all of her fellow deities, and I'm just here because they wanted me and she didn't?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would say rather she is very much a believer in the idea that what happened to you should probably have stayed happened to you, but in the right set of circumstances, she listens to reason, I guess. And it was felt that you were important. That's as much as I've been told.
Well, it's more than I've been told, so.
Granted. And he pulls from his inside of his jacket a scroll and lays it across the table and looks at you all and says, I don't know how familiar you are with shoot, what's it called? Not abyssal, the opposite of that.
Infernal?
No. The like angelic writing. Celestial. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember that. Jeez. And he says, but an oracle some years ago after the division gave us a treaty on affairs amongst the gods, and it's been taken as something of a prophecy. And if you can read this, and hands it over, it may be clearer to you in written format than it may be if I translate it. But generally these things are better spoken than left unspoken. And so he puts it on the table to let you read it. If only Ophelia has Celestial as an option, I'll just read what it says regardless. But
I can always tell everybody what it says.
yeah. So as you see it and you start to read the words themselves start to glow. And in your eyes, they glow. For everyone else, it's like Ophelia starts to glow instead. And she looks at the words, and the words speak through her in a different voice, saying, after the division will come the time when Droog will rule. The only way to stop the effect of Droog's power is through the one that must be protected. Upon one noble figure and their companions will be the responsibility of assembling and finding the methods to preserve the life of this individual. And
Okay, I'll
after
read that out.
yeah, you read that out, and as you stop, the voice sinks away, and the entire energy level that was bursting around you just dissipates. And for you, everything just the paper becomes regular paper with writing on it. And for everybody else, you just stop glowing.
Say no to Droog. Stay in school.
I knew you were going to do that again.
So what you're saying is that because of whatever that was, that I'm supposed to be that person. Potentially, or is it someone else?
That's the problem. We're not entirely certain, and the gods, being the gods, don't tell you everything. And so what we know is that someone needs protected, that you were put back on this world for a reason. So the assumption's been made from some of our mystics that it was that you are the protector, that you and your companions are the protector of this person. But that's only one interpretation.
So it could be someone that's not even part of this group that
Indeed.
we are to protect.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Thus the reason why we think you should talk to the elves. They're older than us. They have, and he nods over to Ophelia, connections in areas that we are unfamiliar, and an acknowledgement that they have more experience in these matters.
Well, then it seems we are off to visit some elves. So, says everyone here but our own choice.
He nods at that and says, "You are on a mission. And as far as I know, the commission from Merowith is to complete this mission regardless. And you will be held accountable if you fail."
Well, seeing as I'm the one that's connected to Merilith, I've already paid the ultimate price once. What is she going to do? Kill me again?
I wouldn't put it past her, but there may be something else. I'm not fully certain. I'm going to be honest. I just know that's the message I got from others. This is not a mission to fail, is all I've been told. So, God's willing, you succeed.
I see.
So to the elves is what I'm hearing.
You are
Yeah.
indeed.
Dear Lord.
Ophelia's looking forward to that one. All right.
Uh-huh.
So with that, I think that's where we'll leave it for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for
You're
watching.
muted.
Who's muted? Oh,
Before
Rob.
we do, Kaden's
Yep.
gonna go. I'm sorry. Wait, what's the mission? I was distracted by the fact that they called this place a library. He has like a look of disgust on his face.
The short version, apparently we are meant to protect somebody that may be one of us or may not be one of us, and we need to go talk to the elves to get a better understanding of who this person might be.
Thought it
And
was you.
apparently, it could be. Apparently, it could be you, it could be me, it could be any one of us.
or it could be none of you.
He folds his arms. Better not be me.
Why, you don't like the idea that others have to protect you?
I don't like the idea of being involved in any of this at all.
I can
I
believe
see.
that.
You're a joy to be around, aren't you?
Look, much as you are.
All right. So with that, and with yet another mission to do, we're going to leave it there. Thank you, everybody, for watching this evening. Thank you for joining us in this mess of a fun. And we hope you all have a great day, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
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 Adios.
If you'd like to subscribe to our channel, please do so here. If you'd like to see what we've done in the past, please check it out up here. And if you'd like to check out all of our content, you can do so at distractionsmedia.com.